Elon Musk just skipped a $1 billion deal to talk to you first. Listen. Before the markets opened and the headlines refreshed, before inboxes woke up and calendars began their mechanical ballet, an image crossed the threshold of your life, a man orbiting iron and fire, a man whose days are mapped in burn rates and booster stages, turned away from a door labeled $1 billion to speak with you first. Not because money dissolved, but because meaning arrived. Not because a fortune fell, but because value rose to meet your name. I am speaking to you now in a voice that meets you where you truly are, beneath the surface noise, under the steady rhythm of your doubts and the quiet percussion of your hope. You have been standing in a midnight hallway holding a small light, wondering if anyone saw you there. I saw you. You carried your hope like propellant guarded from wind. I cupped my hand around your flame and it did not go out. You whispered for a sign no one else could hear. I heard. I answered in a language your heart has not forgotten, though the world tried to teach you something else. You have asked whether timing is a revolving door that shuts a breath before you arrive, whether opportunity is a window that keeps lowering its shade when your hand reaches for the sill. Hear me. I am the physics beneath timing. I am the logic under calendars. I am the signal at the bottom of noise. I am the architecture of openings. Every moment that looked empty was not emptiness. It was soil, quiet as a cathedral, receiving seed. Your effort was the seed. Your tears were rain. Your patience was long sunlight. Your stubborn yes was the root refusing to turn back. The ground did not forget you. It has been preparing to give you back multiplied. The image of that man, yes, the one who can move satellites with a thought and stir markets with a sentence, turning away from $1 billion room to talk with you is not a stunt of arithmetic. It is a parable. It is a lens for you to see the size of your appointment. Men call it a deal. Heaven calls it a decoy. They name it enormous. I call it a pebble compared to the mountain rising under your feet. Do not reduce this to price. Receive it as proof. Not proof that you are better than anyone, but that you have been chosen for a conversation that alters corridors you have not stepped into yet. When I place favor on your name, rooms stop arranging themselves against you. Busy hands pause. Important schedules flex and make space. Heads turn without you shouting. Gravity shifts in your direction with the quiet certainty of orbits finding their home. You have wondered if you were overlooked, if the river of the world rushed past your shoreline and left you standing with cupped hands and a dry throat. Hear me clearly, the season of pivot has arrived. Not a temporary mood, not a surge that fades by evening, not a trick of light. A structural turning. Load-bearing. Like a bridge that has been quietly bolted together behind the curtain, now rolled into view and anchored across a chasm you thought impassable. You will feel it as breath where you were tight, flexibility where you were stiff, color where you lived in grayscale. Conversations will shift their weather without you forcing the sky to change. The same seed that starved yesterday will find a hungry field today. That is what I mean when I say a man stepped away from $1 billion to make room for you. Your life is becoming the meeting others rearrange to attend. Guard your heart. These are days of accelerated openings. Opportunities will arrive braided together with distraction. Hands will reach to ride your momentum without paying the price you paid. You are generous, stay generous. But learn the difference between generosity and spill. You are kind, stay kind. But learn the difference between kindness and handing your steering wheel to confusion. You are patient, stay patient. But learn the difference between patience and tolerating fog in the front seat. I am not asking you to become hard. I am asking you to become clear. Clarity is compassion with a spine. Clarity is mercy that keeps its eyes open. Clarity is the guardrail that protects the length of your journey. I am placing clarity in your mouth so your yes rings clean and your no lands true. Do not think too small about what I am building in you. Do not inflate your thinking either. Think rooted. Think grounded. Think like a tree that knows the earth carries it as surely as the sky calls it higher. You have feared two cliffs, that dreaming would make you ridiculous and that caution would make you invisible. I am teaching you the third way, courage braided with wisdom. Your steps will be brave without being reckless, swift without the buzz of panic, bold without the noise of performance. Those who doubted you will feel the hush that comes when something genuine enters the room. Those who believed in you will watch their faith rewarded with a front-row view of goodness moving through your life. I watched you write promises to yourself at 2 a.m., the screen before you shining like a small moon. I watched you bargain with fatigue, one more paragraph, one more subsection, one more line of code, one more outreach, one more design. I watched you carry what felt like a secret pregnancy of purpose, unsure if the world would ever meet the name you whispered to it in the dark. Hear me now, delivery has been scheduled. It will not be delayed past its appointed hour. You will not lose what you carried to fear or to unskilled hands. I am sending steady helpers, midwives of excellence, advisors of precision, partners whose integrity locks like a hatch. I am sending resources that arrive like trains on time, not early to tease you, not late to discourage you, but aligned. I am sending even clean conflict that will clarify who is with you in substance and who only loves the glow. Celebrate revelation. Do not grieve when false coverings fall away. Truth makes room. The image of the headline maker, the one the world imagines is accountable to no one, bending a schedule to speak with you first, that image is a mirror. See my face in it. I am the one who chooses you when the world is busy choosing trends. I am the voice that says, leave the 99 distractions and go after the one appointment I love. You are that appointment. You are that conversation that rewrites the itinerary. Understand this, if I lift your name, I am lifting your responsibility. If I increase your influence, I am increasing your stewardship. Power in my ecosystem is not robes and throne, it is rolled sleeves and a basin. The highest are the ones on their knees washing the dust from tired feet. You will serve, and in serving you will find joy that stage lights cannot give and applause cannot manufacture. I have heard the argument in your chest that says you are late. I have heard the rehearsed indictment that recites your failure as if reading your birth certificate. I am ending that rehearsal with a new score. Your future is not measured by the sum of your dimmest hours. Your next measure is the weight of my hand steady on your shoulder and the wind I keep putting in your lungs. You will forgive yourself the way you forgive a child who fell learning to run. You will speak to yourself like a shepherd calling a frightened lamb off the cliff's edge. You will stop dragging yesterday's chains into rooms I have already unlocked. Do not insult grace by insisting on carrying what grace already set down. I am also speaking to the careful one within you who studies, polishes, restructures, rearranges, prepares again just to avoid the sting of showing up. Yes, plan. Yes, refine. Yes, practice until your hands know the work even when your eyes are closed. But there is a threshold called launch. There is a moment where the boat must leave the dock and feel the water. There is a line where vision meets sea and sails. There is a decision where feet step beyond timidity and discover the floor you feared would drown you is strong under your soles because a word has made it solid. Walk. Send. Share. Ship. Ask for the terms that respect what I placed in you. Not arrogance, agreement. Agree with what I already called valuable, and watch the world scramble to update its assumptions about you. I am sending 3 signals so you do not confuse coincidence with confirmation. First, a message will arrive from a constellation you once watched from far away, a person or platform once out of reach. Your name will be spoken with ease in a mouth that never carried it before. Do not move in, do not pitch a tent there. Receive it as a signal, not a destination. Second, a gate you have pulled on for months will swing open in a single day. No screech. No grind. Only the clean click of alignment. Walk through without apology, without ducking, without explaining away your worth. Third, a resource you thought you would spend weeks chasing will come toward you with its own momentum. The speed of it will startle even the unflappable. Do not back away from favor. Stand still in your place and let it meet your chest. When these 3 arrive, practice gratitude out loud. Gratitude is not sentiment, it is strategy. It multiplies what it names. It clears channels. It breaks the habit of scarcity thinking and pipes an abundance mind. You have feared being seen because visibility drags opinions into the room, and opinions can be sharp. I am clothing you with a softness that does not tear and a strength that does not bruise. Criticism will sieve through you. What is for your growth will remain, what is just echo will pass. Praise will not intoxicate you, it will remind you to look back at the work, forward to the one you serve, and inward to the place where your yes was born. You will learn to host attention rather than be hunted by it. You will learn to command the river rather than drown in it. You will not be a firework that dazzles and disappears, you will be a sunrise that keeps rising until the day is fully awake. Remember the texture of those hours when you felt invisible. Remember how hope filled your chest until it thought it might tear. Let that memory train your tenderness. When your influence grows, become shade for those who stand where you once shivered. Become a window for voices smudged by thick doors. Become a bridge for stories that could not cross. This is not an extra credit assignment, this is the core reason I am lifting you. A blessing that ends at you is not a blessing, it is a blockage. A blessing that moves through you is a river that greens a valley. Be a river. Refuse hoarding, refuse performing scarcity. Give and discover you do not drain. Pour and discover the well inside you is fed by deeper aquifers than human eyes can see. I am ending the agitation of comparison in your mind. There is no competitor you must beat to become who you are. There is only obedience to the cadence of your assignment. The track under your feet is not the track under another's. Bless their speed. Bless their medals. Bless their stations. Keep your eyes on your lane. In the rhythm that fits your work, delay translates as preparation and detours translate as discovery. You will stop calling a winding road wrong and start calling it scenic. You will stop calling learning late and start calling it layered. Peace returns to your lungs this way. Joy finds your mouth again this way. And now, let me draw the picture again so it sets into you. A man many call the busiest on earth, a conductor of megaprojects, a builder of machines that shake deserts, a keeper of constellations that make the night hum, stands at a threshold labeled with a count of zeros that turns headlines feverish. To them it is enormous. To me it is a pebble. I tilt the floor. He steps away from that door to speak with you first. Do not worship this image, understand it. Do not count its dollars, read its code. This is the parable through which I am translating destiny into a language your senses can taste. The world counts currency. I count calling. The world loves stage size. I audit the truth of the song. The world asks how many watched. I notice how many healed, how many stood a little taller, how many aligned with the person they were built to be because you showed up honest. When I put your name inside a door, you do not have to knock until your knuckles bleed. The door opens outward to greet you. When I am for you, your smallest utterance can carry more weight than shouts that shake a room. You do not need to set yourself on fire to be noticed. Favor draws others to your warmth while you keep your oxygen. This is reversal. This is the new order of your steps. So breathe with me and let me number your day. At dawn, anchor before the world places its hands on you. Before the feed, before the feed, before the feed. Look up, look in. Ask for clean eyes so you do not mistake urgency for importance or distraction for duty. Ground your intention in presence. Choose 3 tasks that carry heat. Not 30. 3. Fire spreads because it is focused. Before noon, send one message that scares your old self gently. A request. A proposal. A declaration. The move that stretches you into who you are becoming. At dusk, practice gratitude with your voice. Name the day rightly. Call out the small faithful things and the large unlikely things. Watch the next door ease. Guard your night. Rest like someone who trusts the builder is still building while they sleep. Sleep like someone who knows they will be found again in the morning by the same light that found them today. These behaviors are not small pieces of advice. They are beams in the house I am raising around your life. Now hear this in the cadence of responsibility. If I lift you, do not simply enjoy the view. Carry the towel. Bring the water. Choose the posture of the servant leader. Power shows up, not in polished crowns, but in clean hands that have known work. The higher you rise, the lower your knees bend. This is how your joy stays wide. When you feel the whisper of shame trying to rehearse old lines, answer with songs from the new score. Don't drag rusted chains into rooms made new for you. Let your self-talk match my talk about you, firm, kind, unafraid. And when that careful inner accountant brings you more preparation as a shield, smile and ship. Perfection is a mirage that makes camels thirsty. Excellence is a river that knows where it's going. Be a river. And now, a word about the temptation to chase. Chasing is loud. Chasing burns fuel for spectacle. You have learned to chase. Now, learn to attract. Integrity is a magnet. Focus is a magnet. Clean yes. Clean no. Boundaries are magnets that tell the world where to enter and how. You are building a field that pulls the right things toward you. You are not a beggar at the door of your own calling. You are the keeper of a field in season. You will notice the atmosphere shifting. You will notice that introductions arrive more fluidly. You will notice that rooms that once felt tall now feel true. You will notice that people look at you differently, not out of awe, but out of recognition. They recognize the weight you carry, not because you smeared it on like oil, but because it settled on you like dew. Busy calendars will make time without you begging them. You will see the tilt of favor. It is real. Walk kindly in it. Do not apologize for it. Steward it. As the headlines swirl, do not be distracted by outer forms. There will be reports, offers, photographs from tables where you do not sit yet. There will be people who put numbers on your future and treat those numbers like truth. Nod politely and remember, some arithmetic collapses under the weight of intention. You are not a number. You are not a price. You are not the sum of shares and retweets. You are breath on purpose. You are a sentence that refuses to be edited down to a caption. You are a city still being named room by room. And I know, the image of that man turning from a fortune to speak with you can feel like a fable too large to swallow. So I will break bread for you until it is small enough to chew. Lean into this. When favor locates you, it interrupts normal. When assignment calls you, it rewrites agendas. When alignment arrives, inertia breaks. You have lived long in the gravity of delay. You will now walk in the gravity of readiness. It feels different. At first you will reach for your old tools of striving. You can set them down. Your job now is to listen, to act, to honor the simple instructions, to keep your chest open to wonder and your feet steady in work. And when opinions arrive, and they will, learn the taste of true feedback versus the glitter of noise. True feedback is a friend, it rolls up sleeves and helps you build. Noise is just a mirror wanting your attention. Smile at the mirror and return to the work. Let applause remind you of the source. Let criticism refine you without defining you. You will not be a comet burning itself out for spectacle. You will be a sunrise, and sunrises do not ask permission. They arrive with quiet authority and keep arriving. Your increase will be that kind of steady, that kind of inevitable. When influence grows, do not become a gate that hoards. Become an open system. Become shelter. Become a transmitter. There are voices behind thick doors aching to be heard. There are bridges that have not been built. You will build them. Do not wait for a committee to call you a bridge builder. Put your hands to work. Translate doors into windows where you can. Start small if you must, but start. The river in you does not end at your feet. I will quiet the storm of comparison that has set up camp in your head. I will show you the ridiculousness of measuring your bloom against another plant's weather. The soil beneath you is not their soil. The season wrapping your life is not their season. The tools in your hand are not in theirs. There is no scoreboard you must conquer. There is an assignment with your name on it, and it is the source of your joy. You believed you had to shout to be heard. Watch noise kneel in front of truth. You believed you had to knock until your knuckles bled. Watch doors move toward you because your name is in the hinges. You believed you had to bleed yourself to illuminate a room. Watch people draw near to warmth that does not consume you. This is the turn. This is the reordering you are entering. Let us make a covenant with mornings and nights, with focus and courage and rest, wake with stillness before speed. Let silence align your compass. Place your hand on your chest and remind it, pressure is not purpose. Presence is. Choose the 3 stones you will place in your day's sling. Aim and release. Repeat. Tell the truth at noon in a message that makes you taller to yourself. Let your fingertips learn bravery. Speak thanks over the day at dusk. Not because every line went to plan, but because every line took you somewhere true. Sleep like the builder's apprentice who leaves the site knowing the foundation is still setting. Trust the drying of cement. Trust the curing of beams. Trust the work to keep working while you rest. And now, about that headline again. You will see the phrase. It will make the rounds. It will be offered to you as spectacle. Smile, because you will know what sits under it. It never was about a ledger, or about a door with a price tag. It was always about a voice telling a soul that it mattered, that its asking had been heard, that calendars and constellations could bend to make room for one appointment. If I put your name in corridors of decision, do not let timidity outlaw you from your own invitation. When the call comes, we've been wanting to talk to you, answer with the steadiness of someone who knows where their supply comes from. Be humble without shrinking. Be direct without cutting. Be bright without glare. Speak from the quiet engine room.